this is mostly supported by this hardware here, with a backend here for configuration, for configuring this appliance. So how do we test this thing? Well, our goal is to qualify the infrastructure itself. We don't want to qualify the performance of the enablers, services, and end-user services. We just want to know the performance of this block here. So, first of all, the services or enablers are fake. We make some kind of plugs that will answer in a very quick manner, because they are just fake services and enablers. So we can concentrate on these elements. We use Cliff. Here there are two load injectors, so two machines, two computers are running HTTP injectors that will send a SOAP request to the XML appliance. We'll put also some probes in order to get some resource usage measures. So on the directory and configuration server, we can put processor probe and memory probe. And what we can do also is to observe the load of the XML appliance through the simple network management protocol, which is a standard for management, for network management. So there is an SNMP agent here. It is delivered with the XML appliance. And we have developed a special probe for Cliff here, which will get information from the SNMP agent. So practically, how do we do a Cliff test with that? Well, it's very simple. Here, some people who use Eclipse will recognize the navigator from Eclipse. So this is a screenshot of a part of the Eclipse RCP Cliff console. So classically, you have a project where all your definitions and results will be gathered. So for example, you have the test plan. The test plan is the list of injectors and probes that must be deployed for this test. You have a scenario file .xis, which will in which you will describe the behavior of your virtual users, and you will set also the load profile, which means the number of active virtual users. Possibly you can have some external data that will, some data sets that will be used for your load injection by the scenario actually. And this is the case here. We have captured using the XML appliance, an XML appliance feature, we have captured XML requests and we have stored them in some files. So here the request.txt file is a SOAP request in XML. And finally, you have two directories here, two subdirectories, report and stats. Report will be the directory for all the raw measures. Raw measures means, for example, one request will generate one measure. And you have also a stats report for gathering moving statistics, which are collected at runtime. So it can be quicker to just to have a look at those moving statistics than doing a full report from the raw measures. Okay, then first step. Well, your Cliff project is created, and now you will create your scenario. The first step is that you have to import the necessary plugins. There are plugins for many things. Most of them are dedicated to support one protocol, for example, the FTP injector or the SIP injector. Here we need the HTTP injector because we are going to inject load, we are going to send an HTTP request. But more precisely, we are going to send in those HTTP requests SOAP messages. So we will use the file reader plugin, which makes it possible to read a file, the request.txt file, and then to make it available, its content available to the load injector. So we see here that we just use a plain HTTP injector, and we can easily get the request from an external file. Okay, there is a constant timer to manage something times, and that's basically all. Once you have all your plugins imported, you can define your behavior, which is the behavior of a virtual user. You have a while loop on the post request. So basically, the behavior of our virtual users here is just to loop on a post request with the parameters here. And this special construct with a constant timer will make this each iteration last 1 second. So you will have 1 post request per second in this virtual user. Well, then you define in the scenario, you define the load profiles. So you see, so this is the specification of the number of active virtual users according to time. So time is in seconds here. So here it must be yes 50 seconds. There is a ramp up to 50 virtual users. Then you have a plateau until 150 seconds, and then a ramp up and so on until here the end at 5 minutes with 200 virtual users. Here there is just one line because we have defined just one behavior, B0, but you may define how many behaviors as you need, and define a specific load profile for each virtual user, for each behavior. Now we are done with the scenario, and we just have to define the test plan, which is the list of load injectors and probes that you want to deploy. So still, this is a snapshot of a screenshot of the Eclipse interface. Here you have a tabbed panel with all the kinds of probes and injectors you have deployed. So we can see that we have defined memory, CPU, and the XML appliance XNMP probes. And here the tab that is visible is the injector tab. And we see the definition of 2 load injectors. So the class just means here that you are using a specific environment for defining scenario, which is Isaac Runner. Because, well, optionally you can, some people have defined other scenario environments, but in our cases we always use this. And the arguments are just the name of the scenario file. And this is the target Eclipse server where we want to deploy it, because you will deploy it on 2 load injection servers, 2 different load injection servers. Here you have a tree view of the deployment, so you can see that on the Eclipse server 9, you will deploy just a memory probe. On the 02, you will deploy the probe for the XML appliance and the CPU probe and the load injector. And on the Eclipse 03 server, there is just one injector. Then finally, you just have to run your test. You see at the upper part, you see the list of probes and injector, and you can control them, stop them, resume them, change dynamically some parameters. So for example, by clicking on the parameters button for an injector, you can change the number of active virtual users at runtime. There are also many other features, and at the bottom part you have the monitoring of probes and load injectors. For example, here we are monitoring metric the full CPU usage, including user, the CPU, and privileged CPU for the CPU probes. Once the test is run, you can browse the measures. The measures are gathered into the report directory, the measures, and there is one subdirectory per test execution. So you see the name here, LDAP run 1, the date, And then there is one subdirectory per each probe or injector. So this was the CPU probe identified by 0. And CPU is a CSV formatted file where you will find all your CPU measures. Here you have a test backup of your test plan, so of the list, the definition of your probes and injectors. And then you have here the stats directory with still one subdirectory for each execution, test execution, and then you find also CSV formatted text file, but which does not contain the raw measures here, but contain statistical, moving statistics about the test execution, about the measures. And finally, you can use the performance analysis and reporting tool. Well, you can do whatever you want with the CSV files. You have all the measures that have been generated are available as text files. But you can use this embedded tool. So for example, here we have drawn, well, it's not very visible, but there is the throughput in green here. And there is the average response time, the standard deviation of response time, and the maximum response time. Okay, so this is the basic usage of CLIF applied to the WSO-I platform infrastructure. Here is an example of advanced usage with self-regulated load injection with CLIF. So this is basically CLIF with CLIF probes, CLIF injectors, and we have added a load injection controller, which will observe results from the probes and load injection system, and according to some load injection policy, will adapt the number of virtual users. So we could find in 3 minutes, we could find that this specific configuration of the XML appliance could run with 80% of load. It's here the load, 80%. It could run here in orange about 400 virtual users, and that was fully automatic. We didn't have to define a load profile. Okay, my conclusion. So the conclusion is that CLIF is not just yet another load testing tool, because it comes with high power and scalability that is outstanding, and it has also an outstanding versatility and flexibility, be it through its variety of user interfaces or supported protocols or monitored resources which can be extended with almost no limit. And there are still more advanced features to come, coming from the research fields. As far as the use case is concerned, well, it was a qualification of an XML appliance-based SOA infrastructure. It was finally rather simple to capture those SOAP requests and just use the plain HTTP injector. We didn't have to define something new, because all our plugins in the scenario module can exchange data. And okay, we could do the full system load monitoring, including this XML appliance, thanks to the ability of CLIF of integrating the new probes. And in this case, it was an SNMP-based probe. As of yesterday, there was more than 3,500 downloads of CLIF, just for November, because we released the new 2.0.7 production release, so you can